On Friday, February 20th, 2026, U.S. Supreme Court decided that Trump's tariff policy to all around the world is broke the law because the law doesn't assign President Trump the right to do the tariff. And after the Supreme Court's decision, and Trump, in his social media, he said, it is my great honor to have just signed from the Oval Office a global 10% tariff on all countries, which will be effective almost immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, it is his big failure on the tariff, and then he announced another 10% of the tariff. So is it a good thing or bad thing to Canada and all around the world? Let's go back to see why Supreme Court decided his tariff policy break the law. So in the highlighted part, it said Section 122, balance of payment tariffs, to immediately replace his 10% baseline tariff. Trump announced that he would call on Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, which authorized the president to address large and serious balance of payment deficits by imposing tariff of up to 15% or applying import quotas. The statute requires only a presidential determination that such a deficit exists and does not mandate an interagency process or formal investigation. And this is the Trump can do 10% tariff according to this law, but there's another limitation. In the following, it will say that any measures imposed under this Section 122 automatically expired after 150 days. So just Trump announced the tariff of 10% is based on this law, and it will expire in 150 days. That means it will expire in July of 2026. And after it is expired, and Trump want to continue this 10% tariff, he has to get the parliament to prove it to continue it. So this is the law. Trump applied 10% according to this law. And another law-related information is the Supreme Court ruled that U.S. President Donald Trump used International Economic Emergency Power Act to levy tariff against nearly every country in the world is unconstitutional. It could prove to be a devastating blow to President's tariff agenda, as the court make clear that this president power cannot be used to levy tariff because Congress didn't intend for it to be used in this way. So the last year, starting February 2025, Donald Trump used this law, the International Economy Emergency Power Act, to apply different tariff percentage to different country use this law. And the Supreme Court said he used this law to implement tariff is wrong. And there's no reason that he can use this. There's no law related. The law won't support him on it. And is it a good thing that Trump said, he will use another law to do 10%? And is it good? So I think it is good, because I went to court. When I win the court, I go to the other party. The other party paid me the money within the limit of the time. So the people are following court decision. So Trump newly applied 10% tariff on all countries, evenly according to the law. That proved that he is going to following the law. So that means he accept the court decision that he should not have implement the tariff to all around the world. That means the tariff he applied to China for more than 100%, to Korean 25%, to Indian 50%, then lowered after the trade agreement, and to European 15%, to UK 15%. For all these tariff, he admit and he will following the court rule to do it. That means all these tariff will be stopped immediately after the Supreme Court decision. That may be why the Supreme Court announced the decision on Friday. So on Friday they announced, then there's a Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. The government has time to respond, and Donald Trump responds. So from Friday, February 20th, 2026, all the previous tariff will be formally stopped. And immediately after the previous tariff stopped, Donald Trump just announced that there's another 10% tariff on all countries evenly. So this is a good news for Canada and all the other countries. And there's one thing not quite clear right now. For the Trump applied February the 1st, 2025, applied 25% on Canada's auto, steel and aluminum, and they later increased to 50%. And one saying said this will not apply because Trump applied this tariff because of the fentanyl drug smuggling issue. If it is because this, then it will not be included in this. And to China, more than 100% tariff is the same. So right now, it is not clear that Trump will stop all the tariff, including to China and to Canada, those tariff, and reapply 10%. Or Trump identify because of fentanyl, he implement tariff to Canada and China, and that will not be taken out. Right now, we don't know that yet. But overall speaking, it is very good news to Canada. So in Canada, we are in a difficult situation because we don't know the Kuzma agreement will continue or not. U.S. will continue our trade agreement, or partially terminated or totally take back and not do it with Canada. So our Carney did a lot of work for the trade negotiation, and at this time, this is super good news for Canada that we have more card to play for the U.S. because Trump used tariff to threat Canada for the unfair trade agreement. It is illegal, and another thing is Trump used tariff as a threat and to get a lot of investment. So there are maybe couple of dozen trade agreement built on the tariff threat, and now the tariff is illegal. Then those trade agreement will be stopped, or totally stopped, or partial stopped, or renegotiate. We don't know yet, but at least in the previous trade agreement between U.S. and European Union (EU), the EU agreed to invest $600 billion to U.S. And the same thing for the South Korean agreed to invest 400 billions, and Japan agreed 500-600 billions, and Taiwan, is the same thing. And because of this tariff is illegal, so the investment coming to U.S. will definitely slow down. So I checked Dow Jones. Dow Jones didn't jump a lot immediately. But in the future, why the Dow Jones and Canadian stock index grow 30 to 40% in 2025? Partial because the Trump's tariff unfair trade agreement with other countries, and a lot of countries promise to invest in Canada, and a lot of money already flow to U.S. That make the U.S. Dow Jones went up more than 10,000 points in 2025. Same to Canada. And another reason for Dow Jones went up is the AI bubble. The AI technology invest in AI $1 trillion in couple of years, and that make the stock number of the big company increased a lot. And for these two reasons, the and other aspect and reasons, the U.S. and Canada stock number go up a lot. And this is a bad news for the stock market, because the U.S. Donald Trump got a big hit, and it will be a big mess. And Trump said court didn't say how to refund the collected tariff. And later Trump said it will be go through the court. That will take a year or a couple of years, like that. So it seems through the lawsuit, the tariff collected should be theoretically be refunded, but refunded to whom? To the import big company like Costco, and all refunded to the seller who pay who sell the goods to U.S. It is no definition on it, so it is hard to decide how to refund. So the process will take a couple of years, and the Trump's policy is the main policy is tariff, and the tariff is illegal. That totally messed up U.S. Current policy, and Trump is very angry and a little bit mad about the Supreme Court judges. And right now for Canada, we see the hope, right? Because of the CUSMA negotiation and tariff threat. So the business owner, international investor, it is hard for them to decide to invest in Canada. So Carney raised $1 trillion investment project to try to collect more investors to invest money to Canada to boost our economy. So right now we see the hope. So it is good for Canada. Very, very good news for Canada. So we were very hopeful that we could continue our CUSMA, because there's no point that Trump totally break the CUSMA agreement. He is already in a mess, and if he messed up his neighbor Canada and Mexico, that will further mess himself up. So he probably doesn't have a lot of energy to mess up us, Canada and Mexico again. So then we get a chance that we may continue our CUSMA by losing a little bit more. So we will have to cut a little bit meat and blood to U.S. to continue the CUSMA. But you see, hopefully the Canada's steel, aluminum, and cars tariff from 50% and 25% will all stopped and go back to 10%. That is a good news for us. And if we could continue on the 10% tariff with the continuing CUSMA and not lose too much, then there's a big chance for us to get more investment, make the Canada and the international business invested in Canada, and in Canada business owner will do more hiring, and we will get more GDP and better employment. So this is the news just happened. I just simply analyze a little bit about the law, the news, and Donald's response. And I didn't see government's response about it, but it definitely, I saw Canada's response. And the response is like what I said. It is a good news for Canada. Okay, bye-bye.